Yo, if I had to start a brand today, what would I do? What would I buy? How would I get started? What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today I'm answering a question that I always get from a ton of different people, and it's, hey, if you had to start a brand today, what would you do? How would you do it? What would be the process? So to answer this video very shortly, I would buy a Heat Press Nation Signature Pro Heat Press, a 15x15, the one that has the auto open and the sure pressure knob. Now, are these features needed? I would say no, but they are nice to have for myself. I enjoy the slide out drawer that the Signature series has. Auto open makes my life a little bit easier. Sure pressure makes my life a little easier because I plan on doing t-shirts and hoodies. The reason it's good to have that sure pressure knob is because if you're toggling back and forth between t-shirts and hoodies, knowing where to set the pressure helps out your efficiency. So for example, if heavy pressure for t-shirts for me is 55, but then I know that when I put a hoodie down, I need to back it off to 42, and that would be heavy pressure for my hoodies. If I'm going back and forth, I know I could be at 55 for t-shirts, back it off to 42 for hoodies, and go back and forth. Instead of guessing and checking my pressure every single time, I can just use the sure pressure readout, see what those numbers are, and then go back and forth from there. Same thing goes with the auto open. It's not necessarily a need, but I like to have it because if I'm pressing one t-shirt, I could turn around and start prepping the next t-shirt while this one's pressing. It auto opens, pops up, I could pull it out, rip the transfer off, pull that shirt off, lay the next one on. It just helps with my own efficiency. Like I said, is it a need? No. But is it a nice to have? Yes. So that's what I invest my money on first. And then I'd look for 3 of the best DTF transfers that I can find. And when I say the best, I'm talking about what I consider the best. That's turnaround time, print quality and clarity, where they're located geographically, and is it a hot peel or warm peel? Now, why do I say 3? Because it's always good to have a backup to the backup to the backup, if that makes sense. If you put all your eggs in one basket and something goes wrong, now you're dead in the water. So I like to have backups for everything that I do. So that's why I say I would look for the 3 best. I try out a bunch of different ones. Location is everything. I want something close to me. If I could pick it up, even better. But if they're in my local state and they have to ship it to me, at least I know I get it pretty quick. I want to check their turnaround time. How long does it take them to print these orders and ship them out? Is it same day, next day? I need to know this kind of stuff. Then when it comes to print quality, clarity, and durability, obviously, I want a good print that's going to look good after multiple washes. It's got to be able to withstand the day-to-days. And then when it comes to actual production, I like a hot peel or a warm peel transfer. I'm not a big fan of the cold peel stuff. I just feel for speed and efficiency for myself, hot peel or warm peel is the move. There's nothing wrong with cold peel. It's just a production thing for myself. I prefer a hot or warm peel because that's what I'm used to. If all you have access to is cold peel, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make the print any better or any less better. It's just a production thing. So I'd probably go with Supacolor's Super DTF transfer because they're located here in Hawthorne, California. I'd probably go with the homie Ruben, the t-shirt buddy, because he's located in Northern California. And then I'd probably look for another local spot, whether they're in Southern California, Los Angeles. Even better if they were located in the South Bay where I'm from. Then I just start testing out different transfers, seeing who works best for myself. And then I would keep those 3 companies on hand at all time. Now, when it comes to blank t-shirts, I'd probably go with the AS Color block t-shirt. This is just a personal favorite of myself. Very competitive pricing. It's not going to break the bank, but you get an overall good quality t-shirt. When I look for t-shirts, I'm looking for washability. I'm looking for a good collar and a good fit. I don't like my t-shirts to be fully fitted. I don't like the sleeves to be too tight, but I also don't like the sleeves to be too long or short. Falling right above the elbow, like this t-shirt right here, perfect for myself. The t-shirt I'm wearing right now is a AS Color block t-shirt. I'm wearing it blank. It just feels good. The availability is good, and they're local to myself. They're located in Carson, California, and I can just pick up t-shirts from them. To me, that's how I would start a brand today. Now, when it comes to like social media, how would I promote the brand and all that good stuff? The things I would do differently now than I did in the past is whoever I'm making the t-shirts for, like whoever the target audience is that I'm planning on making the t-shirts for, is I would try to provide as much value on my social media to that audience before I release anything. I would start the social media pages, and then I would start targeting the customers right away without even having any products posted on my page. Everything that would be on my page would be catered to that audience. So like, let's say I wanted to create a brand for Disneyland goers. The very first thing I would do is I would go to Disneyland and I would take pictures and video of all the different foods, the different rides, the different attractions, the characters, anything that screams Disneyland is what I would start to post about. And then I'd add value by saying like, hey, did you guys know that this bathroom was here? There's never any line here. Or hey, did you know that this churro cart is here? There's never any line here. That's you adding value to any Disneyland goer whatsoever. One, those posts are gonna get shared by Disneyland goers because you're providing information, useful information. Two, they're not getting sold anything. And three, this is gonna cement you within their community. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be posting about Disneyland all the time. I'm gonna fully immerse myself within the Disneyland community to get people comfortable with my name on there. Whatever my brand is called, from that page, I'm gonna be posting about the food there, the wait times, the crowds, the new attractions, the new clothes that they sell there. I'm gonna put so much information about Disneyland on my page to help any Disneyland goer out there to get people used to my name within that community. Now, this doesn't have to just be for Disneyland. This could be for anything that you're interested in or that your target audience is interested in. Let's say I was making a brand for people that own lowriders. I would start posting all the lowrider shows, the lowrider picnics coming up, any cruise nights that were coming up, any concerts associated with lowrider culture I'm gonna be posting. I'd go to those car shows, I'd go to those picnics, take pictures of cars, tag the owner of the car, and I would fully immerse myself within that lowrider world. If you guys follow me on social media, you guys know that I've been learning how to golf, and I post my golfing journey on social media. This is just something I'm interested in, something I'm teaching myself how to do, but also what I'm doing is I'm posting beginner content of golfing to speak to other beginners as well. So there's got to be a big community of beginner golfers like myself. So the content I post is the ranges that I go to, how much a bucket of balls costs, the clubs I have, the things I'm learning, the things somebody taught me, the shoes I'm wearing, the clothes I'm wearing, the time of day that I go to the range, the golf balls I use on the putting green. All of these things are to help any other beginner golfer out there. I'm not talking to the most experienced golfer or the professionals. I'm talking about the recreational golfer that's just learning how to do this, that might be able to get away one day out of the week. That's the content I'm making for that person. So if I decided to drop some golf hats or some golf t-shirts, I have a built-in community already of people that are watching me, sharing my content because I'm adding value to their interests. This works for anything. That's the very first thing I do is I'd fully dive into my target audience's way of living to try to add value before I sell them anything. Now, outside of adding value, the next thing I would do is I would start targeting the customers. I'd start engaging with them, commenting on their posts, asking them questions, answer their questions, and I just start engaging, reposting other people's stuff. I need to make them aware that I exist. I also need to make sure that they understand that there's a human on the other end of this profile having a normal day-to-day conversation. It's all about building trust. It's all about brand awareness without even posting a single product. What you're doing is you're getting them used to your name. Whatever your brand's name is, whatever the page's name is, that's what they're getting used to. So now, when you eventually decide to drop your products, you can start subtly dropping it into your social media posts. You don't have to come right out and be like, hey, buy my new t-shirts, I just launched them. You don't even have to say that. In your content, you could be wearing the t-shirt, not even talking about the t-shirt. You could post your regular content of adding value and just start dropping it in there for brand awareness. Now it's creating product placement within your content. Now, let's say you've been talking to some people that are pretty influential in the space and you have a pretty good relationship with them. You can send them a t-shirt and be like, hey, check this out. I've been working on this. Let me know what you think. Send me your address and your size and I'll send one out to you. Now that you built up those relationships, they'll be like, oh yeah, cool, man. I've been talking to you for the last 4 to 5 months. You've been super cool. Send it over here. Now you have product placement on other people's pages that are pretty influential in the space. Now that you've been helping so many people and adding value to this space, when you actually launch something with a link in your bio, they are more likely to buy from you because they can trust you, because you've been adding value for so long, free value to this community. The community will start to support you. And then I just keep building from there. That's how I personally would start a brand today. If I had to start from scratch with nothing, no equipment, no anything, that's everything that I would start to do to start selling t-shirts. And on top of that, the content that I'd be posting about my t-shirts, outside of just me wearing it, is I would start showing the process little by little. Hey, I'm going through these different t-shirts because I want the best quality for these t-shirts I'm planning on making. And then I'd show all the different t-shirts I'm trying to source. This one feels like this. This is what this one fits like. This one, what this one washes like. Now the community is starting to follow the journey of what you're doing. And now they feel a part of it. And then you can start asking them questions and polls in your story like, hey, when you buy t-shirts, what's the first thing you look for? Is it how soft it is, how heavy it is, how light it is? And you make them a part of the journey. And when it comes to the design process, same exact thing. Hey, I'm really torn between these two designs. I've been working on them for this long. I like them both. What do you guys think? And now you're bringing the community within the inner workings of the business that they didn't even know was a business, but all along you knew it was a business. You were just cementing your feet within that community to start selling them something. Then you can make a shirt and be like, all right, this is my first sample. Let me test it out. Let me wear it around. Let me wash it. And you show all of that stuff. Now you have more content to put out. It's creating brand awareness. You're making people aware of what you're working towards, and they're following the journey. All the while, you're still adding value to that community of whatever you're trying to do, whether it's Disneyland, lowriders, golfing, whatever it is. You could capture so many pieces of content in one day. It's crazy. If you go to Disneyland, like I said, you could take pictures of a bunch of stuff. You can make short video clips of a bunch of stuff. You don't even have to buy the food. You could go to the cart that sells the food that has a picture of the food, take a picture of that, stand back, take a picture of the cart or a video clip of the cart and be like, hey, this cart here, located here in Disneyland, is selling this right here and here's the price. You're adding value without even having to spend your own money. You're just adding the value. That's it. Giving people information, making them aware of stuff, and overall just helping people out. Same thing if you're getting into the lowrider community and you don't even own a lowrider, but you appreciate lowriders. You can go take pictures of people's cars, take video footage of these picnics you go to. You can shout out the club hosting the picnic and be like, oh man, this club hosted this picnic at this park. It was a great turnout, family friendly, and now you're adding value. Now that club is going to repost your stuff because you have nothing but positive things to say and you're promoting their club and their picnic. Then who knows? The more you go out to these picnics, the more these clubs are going to notice you. And then they're going to start inviting you over to eat with them and drink with them and hang out with them and talk with them. Like I said, you're building the community, but you're also adding value to the community, and you're not just asking from the community, you're adding to the community. That's the biggest part of this whole thing. Because if you did none of this building and brand awareness stuff and you just came out of nowhere and just put out some shirts and was like, yo, buy these shirts, nobody knows you. Nobody's going to care about it. Nobody's checking for your stuff. Before you ask, you need to add, if that makes any sense. So now that you have the equipment that I'd buy, the blank t-shirts, the transfers, the strategy I use on social media to make the sale, take this information, run with it, start your brand today. You don't need products to start your brand. Like I said, start building up your reputation around your social media. Brand awareness, build the community, add value to whatever community you're trying to be a part of, all right? If you have any questions about anything I talked about in this video, I really hope this video opened the eyes for somebody and helped somebody out who's struggling or stuck in this same position of, hey, I want to get started, I just don't know how. This video was made for you. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments for me. You can always follow me on Instagram, BigBrandoTV. You can check out the golf journey. And if you have any pointers about what I'm doing wrong and want to help me out, let me know in the comments over there also. Once again, on Instagram, I'm BigBrandoTV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.